Have you ever wondered if there's a correlation between wisdom and anxiety? Anxiety in its many forms is a complex and elusive affliction that can impact us emotionally and physically. It's a chameleon of sorts, taking on different shapes and sizes, from the palpable dread of social situations to the heart-pounding terror of panic attacks, or the constant unease of generalized anxiety disorder. This invisible adversary can seep into every facet of our lives, casting a shadow over our work, our relationships, and our overall well-being. It can take the joy out of the things we love, and the peace out of the moments we cherish. It's like living with a persistent background noise that never quite fades away, a noise that can rise to a deafening roar at the most unexpected times. Yet as daunting as it may seem, it's important to remember that anxiety, though complex, is not an unbeatable foe. But what if we told you that wisdom could be your secret weapon against anxiety? Wisdom, in this context, isn't about being the smartest in the room. It's about gaining a deeper understanding of oneself, which includes emotional regulation, self-understanding, and empathy. Here's how it works. Emotional regulation is about recognizing our feelings and reactions, then choosing how to respond. It's like being the director of your own play, rather than a puppet in the hands of your emotions. Self-understanding, on the other hand, is about knowing who you are, your strengths and weaknesses, and your triggers. This knowledge arms you with the power to shape your reactions and decisions. Lastly, empathy. The ability to understand and share the feelings of others allows us to connect on a deeper level, fostering a sense of belonging and reducing feelings of isolation. These elements, when combined, can guide us through the labyrinth of anxiety, allowing us to regain control and stability. Wisdom, it seems, offers a path through the storm of anxiety. Consider the story of Jane, a woman who found wisdom to be her lifeline in the battle against anxiety. Jane was a woman much like any other, carrying her share of burdens, one of them being anxiety. It was a constant companion, a whispered echo of worry always present in her mind. But Jane, she was determined. She decided to fight back, not with brute force, but with something more potent: wisdom. She started with self-knowledge. Jane took the time to observe herself, to understand her triggers and patterns. She realized her anxiety often spiked when she was under pressure at work, or when she was feeling isolated or disconnected from her loved ones. This knowledge was power. It allowed her to anticipate and manage situations that could potentially trigger her anxiety. However, knowing her triggers was just the first step. Jane knew she needed to build emotional resilience to cope with her anxious feelings. She began practicing mindfulness, focusing on the present moment rather than getting lost in a whirlwind of what-ifs. She learned to acknowledge her feelings, to sit with them, and to let them pass, instead of trying to suppress or control them. Over time, she discovered that her anxiety didn't hold as much power over her as it once did. But perhaps the most significant step in Jane's journey was learning to practice self-compassion. She realized that she was often her harshest critic, berating herself for her struggles with anxiety. Jane learned to be kind to herself, to forgive herself for her perceived shortcomings. She understood that it's okay not to be okay all the time, and that struggling doesn't make her weak or flawed. This self-compassion was transformative. It allowed Jane to accept herself as she was, anxiety and all. She realized that her anxiety didn't define her, it was just a part of her journey. This acceptance, combined with her self-knowledge and emotional resilience, led to a significant reduction in her anxiety levels. Jane's story is a testament to the power of wisdom in combating anxiety. She shows us that understanding ourselves, building emotional resilience, and practicing self-compassion can be powerful tools in managing and overcoming anxiety. So, what can we glean from our exploration of wisdom and anxiety? Well, we've unpacked the tangled threads of anxiety, shedding light on its multifaceted nature. We've seen how it can manifest in both emotional and physical forms, and how it can impact our daily lives in profound ways. We've also delved into the power of wisdom in combating anxiety. Wisdom, in this context, isn't just about accumulating information, it's about cultivating self-compassion, nurturing self-knowledge, and building emotional resilience. It's about understanding the unique ways in which anxiety affects you, and learning how to navigate those challenging waters. We've seen, through real-life examples, how harnessing wisdom can provide tangible strategies for managing anxiety. We've seen how wisdom can empower us to face our fears, foster mental well-being, and transform our relationship with anxiety. Remember, wisdom isn't just about knowledge, it's about using that knowledge to navigate life's storms, including the storm of anxiety.